With the Marvel Studios version of the Fantastic Four still years away, we're just gonna have to get by hearing stuff about the previous versions of the film. Today, we're gonna be looking at Josh Trank's original pitch for the Fantastic Four, and including multiple people of color, not just Johnny Storm. So recently, while Josh Trank has been doing the rounds doing some interviews, he's been kind of doing a little bit of a retrospective, if you will, on his career. Now, one of the films he opens up on frequently when asked about it, because he wants to talk about it, is of course the Fantastic Four. Now, he did have some interesting stuff to say about it, which we've already covered here on the channel, but there's a little bit more to get into, specifically about what he originally wanted to do with Sue and Johnny Storm. Now, he says that the original idea when he walked in, and he was pitching this, and the studio was obviously very resistive to it, was the fact that he wanted Johnny and Sue to both be people of color. But he said there was, conversations that were happening, but behind the scenes, that's pretty much as far as it goes, because the moment he said he was interested in a black Sue Storm and a black Johnny Storm and a black Franklin Storms, it was kind of like, we're not gonna do that. And he also says that the studio was more focused on going after a famous white actress to take on the role of Sue Storm. And he specifically mentions that, well, maybe there's a Margot Robbie or something out there that we can go after. And he says, and I quote, "But when it came down to it, I found a lot of pretty heavy pushback on casting a black woman in that role." Now, if this would have gone through, obviously I think there would have been plenty of blowback on the internet. I mean, there was already plenty when it came to just Johnny Storm. And obviously, he ended up being literally the best part of that movie. So you could see that they wanted a different take on it, but the studio obviously was not going to have that. Fox at the time was a very different Fox than what they ended up being just a couple years after when they had to sell. And obviously, there was a whole lot of problems within Hollywood. They didn't want prominently black actors being in comic book films like this. They were unsure if they would ever even make money. And it wasn't really till Black Panther really showed otherwise, right, for superhero movies. So again, you understand from Fox's standpoint what they were trying to say to him, but it's just kind of stupid. And ultimately, as he says, tons of pushback everywhere he went and anything he tried to do. Again, it's unfortunate, and well, the resulting film is what we ended up getting, so, it's in the rear view mirror now. Just greener pastures are coming.